Never. I'm Wendy.
I'm Callie.
I'm Lori.
How was your week?
I think it was better than yours after today.
Oh, Lori, I can see this is not going to go well with that microphone.
No, it's not going to go well. I have to change. You're going to hear rustling around here because I have to change my shit up because.
No, yeah, this isn't.
No.
Yeah, my week was, another day in the life of.
Yeah.
Just keep moving forward. That's all. That's what we do here.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
But it is Memorial Day weekend, so
Yes.
there's that.
Yes.
At the shore, which
At
is
the Jersey Shore.
lovely, but
There is some
crowded.
fog. There is some fog this evening rolling in off the
yeah.
coast.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did see that.
It's better than what was predicted, though, because it was predicted to be raining today.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that would have been horrible. No, it's beautiful.
Yes.
No, it was a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
I was at the salon, which is on Maniloking Road, and there was just a constant stream of cars going
I'm
towards
sure.
the beach.
So I have a friend who went and got her hair done at a place in Point where the Crystal Point Yacht Club is. So you go over the bridge. It's like over in that area.
Okay.
And she had highlights, partial. She has very long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And a cut. And it was like $600.
Whoa, a partial?
Believe so. Maybe she
I mean,
ended
even
up
a
doing
full.
Yeah,
That's
I don't know what is.
Insane.
Well, she colored it too, but I don't know. To me, I was like, whoa,
That's insane.
Whoa.
How often-
$600?
yeah,
That's a lot of money.
yeah. She's never
I
been there,
mean-
and she's never been there before.
I mean,
the
Tess
first time
went,
there.
a couple of years ago and got her hair like blonde.
Right.
Blonde, and it was like, $300.
Right.
Plus tip.
I just thought that was crazy because
That's
now you have
insane.
another $100 for the tip.
Yeah,
Not that anybody who listens to us, not that anybody listens to us, but gives a shit about hair. But I just thought that was
Did she have any idea it was
Compelling.
going to be that much money?
no.
I would have, first of all, I would never get my hair done without asking what the price was.
I was just going to say,
Especially color.
this is why you have a consultation.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to know that up front.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of a number where even if the person didn't ask for it, they
You should definitely give it.
I'd
You should
love
give it.
to know where this salon
No,
is.
I'll tell
'cause
you.
That's,
Yeah.
you got to let me
I will
know.
let
Because
you know.
that is
Off air.
insane.
Isn't that
I
insane?
mean,
Yeah.
a
crazy town.
partial, like, I'm sorry, even with a full, like I said, when Tess went blonde, like she went blonde and it wasn't that much. And she got it done at she went to Salon Cocopelli in Spring Lake. It's a very
Right.
good salon, high end.
Yeah. But I just had to
Yeah,
throw
that
that out there.
seems
'cause
excessive.
Damn,
yes.
that's a lot of money.
Crazy
I'm
town.
sorry, Monmouth County shouldn't be
Yeah,
charging
no.
them. Maybe in
So-
the city,
yeah.
but
Would you rather live with your husband on a houseboat or in a cabin?
why does it have to be with him? I don't see
Because-
with your husband anywhere in that
No,
question, by
but-
the way.
No, I
No.
don't either.
But
You're making this up, Lori.
Just stop it and follow along. It has to go with our theme this evening.
Oh.
Just follow. Just
Oh.
Oh, we have
do
a
what you're
theme.
told. Just do what you're told.
Houseboat.
Answer the question. Kelly?
Yeah, I'll go houseboat.
See, I'm going to go cabin because if don't want to look at his face, I could go outside.
You can go outside on a
Houseboat.
houseboat.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Yeah, I mean,
docked
you could be at a
somewhere, right?
marina,
We're
yeah.
not out at sea
Right,
all the
yeah,
time,
okay,
are we?
yeah.
You're right.
No,
You're
you're
right.
not.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, no, I
okay.
just like the water.
I'd rather
Yeah.
be at a marina than in the middle of the woods.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too.
All right. Would you rather never be able to fall in love again or get married and your spouse dies young?
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
This took a turn.
WTF?
This
All
took a
right.
turn.
Never
be
fall
able
in
to
love again.
Or get married and your spouse dies young.
I'll do never fall in love.
Me too.
Again. It's again.
Yeah,
Because
it's
I've
again.
already fallen in love.
Yeah.
So
yeah, me
yeah.
too. Yeah, because I
So
can't
it's like a
handle
second
that.
time around deal.
yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Yeah. Next time I'm married for money anyway. I
Yeah.
already
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
all set.
You're good. All right. Would you rather be caught cheating or catch your spouse cheating?
I would never cheat.
I would
so
never
I'll-
cheat
yeah,
either.
I guess catch him. I would never cheat.
There you go. All right. Find out that your spouse of 5 years has been cheating on you for the past 2 years, or that they only cheated once, but it was with your best friend.
Ooh. That's a thinker.
Wow.
2 years.
Yeah, me too, because I don't want to lose
years.
my friend. Fuck him, but I don't want to lose my friend.
2 years.
I don't know. I think I'd rather go with the best friend because
It was
it was
one
a
time.
time. I mean, 2 years to be with somebody for 2 years. That's
Out of 5.
that's a lot. So I'm going with the friend.
Okay.
Either way, I'm not staying with him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
Well,
I mean,
it's up to you.
you're really
Why
not.
are you asking us?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Okay, so this week we are going to talk about the Ashley Madison. It's on Netflix. It's a docu-series that's on at the moment. And
What's Ruby?
Ruby is what Ashley Madison's company, which was originally Avid Life Media,
Right.
That was the parent company?
that was a parent company, is now rebranded as Ruby.
Okay.
So, the documentary is-
After the scandal, they became Ruby.
Yes, they became
Okay.
Ruby. Yes,
Oh, after the hack?
yes.
After the hack, yeah.
yes. So I know Miss Wendy has.
Yeah, I have a couple notes.
She's got tons of notes, but just wanted to throw it out there that this. I believe it was Avid Life Media before it rebranded. So I didn't look to see if Ruby still owns it, but I imagine they do. They also have an app called
Cougar
Cougar
Life.
Life.
Oh, hey.
And they also have an app called Established Men, connecting young, beautiful women with interesting men.
With money, clearly.
I would imagine so.
Well, they're established.
And
so.
then the cougar one is obviously for established women, older
Yes,
women
yes,
with money, I'm
yes,
assuming.
Yes.
And then young men. So they're both catering, both of those apps are catering to young men and young women who want to hook up with older people with money. Of different sex.
Plus the Ashley Madison. So
Right.
they've got it all covered, I guess.
What
They
about
really do.
Just
what
need
about-
a gay site and we're good.
I was going to say, what about the gay site? I think they need a gay site.
It's a hole in their market. I don't know. We'd have to tell
yeah.
them.
Yeah. I mean, how did they let that
Yeah.
pass them
Yeah.
by?
Yeah.
So the Ashley Madison docuseries starts out where we meet Evan Beck. He's the former VP of sales, and he worked for them for 10 years.
And he's my favorite.
I like him.
That's the bald guy with the glasses.
Yes,
he's gay,
yes,
and he's been in a
yes.
relationship for 25 years.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
amazing because he's like the most stable one
Yes.
For sure.
in relationship wise
Yes,
of
for
all
sure.
of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they offered him $100,000 a year plus 10%. That's how he kind of wound up at Ashley Madison.
So that was his base salary, $100,000.
And then 10%,
10%.
of sales.
Well, he didn't do too bad
No,
for
he
He
himself.
not
did.
do
He
too
did
bad.
pretty good for himself
He didn't even
because
need that $100,000 base salary.
in 2015 they had 35 to 40 million members.
Ashley, the site Ashley
35 to 40 million members.
Madison. That's a lot.
It's a lot of members.
shit.
Yes, it
That is a lot of
Yes, it
members.
The first year?
No,
No,
2015.
in 2015, by
Oh,
2015.
but it started in what, 2000, 2001?
It started in
Yeah, I think
I
that
think it was the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the early 2000s. 2001. Marc Morganstern, creative director in 2001 of Ashley Madison, and it was started by his brother.
Right.
It was started by his brother. So
But
it was 2001.
We never saw his brother.
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
We did not.
So I wonder what happened to him.
Well, he's probably still there because the company's still in business.
And, how come he wasn't on it, though?
Well, because it's not really shining them in a good light. You think he'd want to be on it?
No, he's not going to want to be on it.
I mean, I don't know why the brother
And
did it.
I remember hearing the name of this site, but I do not have any recollection of hearing about the data dump.
I remember it.
I don't.
remember it.
I don't remember that.
Because what year
at
was it?
all.
2015?
15, yeah.
Okay. So how old was Tess? Was 12? Yeah. So I was still watching the Today Show in the morning. I don't
Oh, okay.
anymore, obviously.
And
But
I didn't know.
I
that-
remember it was all over that.
See, I don't remember it. I don't know where I
yeah.
was, but it's
I remember
the
because of
name.
the Housewives.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, because
New
that
York
that one,
Housewife.
Kristen Teichen.
the one girl that we watched
And
on
also Josh Duggar.
Ultimate Girls Trip.
Josh Duggar was involved in it
Yes,
too,
yes,
and I
yes.
used to watch that show 19 Kids and Counting.
But it
Till
was
I
the two
realized
most
that-
popular girls' names. That's why they made
Yes,
it.
that's why
that.
they chose it. Ashley and Madison.
And
Yeah.
Madison, yeah.
So then after we find out some facts, we meet this this guy, Adam. He grew up in Texas, and his father left him when he was 13 years old. So nobody really taught him how to love. This is the story that he's going
This is
with.
his story.
This is his story. He saw the movie Big Fish, and that was the most influential movie for him about love. I
By the
never
way,
saw
I've
the
never
movie.
even heard of that movie.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I think it was Jamie Lee Curtis, maybe,
Oh, that sounds familiar.
but I never saw it. He married the love of his life, Nia, and she.
These are the YouTubers.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
She thought it was a dream. Adam was 24.
Christian.
He was a Christian. He was 24, and Nia was 20 years old when they got married. Adam was a night shift ER nurse, so his schedule was a little bit crazy. And he saw an ad, "Life is short, have an affair." And he's like, "Oh, what's this all about?" So he signed up with all of his real information, which, that's like
Dumb,
the
dumb.
biggest rookie mistake ever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And now he thinks that was not so smart. Well, now,
You think?
He's quick.
yeah.
Don't sleep on him. He's quick.
But at the time, listen, people weren't worried about cybersecurity back in.
No.
I mean,
the internet,
No.
the internet was just starting to become a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I liked how when they were talking about when they were forming the company and they were trying to come up with like a tagline in the beginning, they had selected when monogamy becomes monotony, and everybody thought they were talking about wood, which I think is really funny. I thought that's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then some other facts is 30% of people on dating apps were married. So Ashley, Madison, like you said, were the most popular girls' names. So they were just capitalizing on what was going on already anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was already
And not
happening.
trying to hide it.
They were just trying to be open about it.
And you wonder even on these other dating apps that are out now, how many people are on those are married.
Of course.
Yeah, 100%. And then all of a sudden, Noel Biderman comes around. And that's when things really started to change because this guy was like a salesman of all salesmen.
Snake oil.
Yes, that's what he was. He was there and he was a UCLA graduate and he was a lawyer. I don't know if that's actually true. I wonder if they checked his credentials. But he's the one who really kind of pushed Ashley Madison like over the top because he was out there really selling that, I want to have the largest married website for dating. He's like, this is who we are and I'm unapologetic about it.
Right.
Yeah.
But all the while claiming that he was monogamous with his wife.
Right. Absolutely. Most dating sites are a monthly subscription. I thought this was very interesting. Ashley Madison, you have to buy credits to message people. And that's where they get you because the women on the site are free. The women don't have to pay anything. The men have to pay.
That's interesting.
So you can message all these ladies, but in order to get their reply, you have to pay.
Oh.
But not even that. They had bots messaging the men.
Well, eventually.
Yeah,
eventually.
I'm sure that happens.
I'm sure they had that from the very.
I'm sure they
You
had it
think
from
they
the very
did from the
beginning. Yeah.
beginning?
Come on. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
But weren't people meeting up from this? I mean,
I'm sure that there were.
I
and
mean, was this all an online thing? You're paying to talk to somebody online?
no. I'm sure people were.
I'm
meeting
sure
up.
people were
Yeah.
meeting up, but not to the extent. I don't think anywhere to the extent that you thought. I have some numbers that I'll go over with you later.
Yeah. I think at first maybe it was real women, and then eventually they probably got to the point where they were like, "We're literally running out of women."
We're absolutely running out of women now. And that Evan.
Evan Back.
Yeah, Evan Back. He was funny. He said when he would go to trade shows, everyone would ask him, "Who's your biggest competition?" And he would say, "The Bible."
The Bible. That's
Yeah,
right.
I thought that was a great
That's right.
quote.
Yeah.
And then they did have an ad at one point where they showed this like loving couple, and then it flashed across the screen. These people are married, and everyone's like, "Oh, but not to each other."
Yep.
Yeah.
Like just pushing that narrative even further.
Very dirty.
In 2010, they had 7 million members, and that was not growing fast enough for them. They couldn't make an ad and put it on television because the television stations wouldn't run it. They didn't want to run this. So then Noel Biderman came up with the idea that he was going to be the face of the company, and he was going to go around to all these talk shows and TV shows. And he's going to get 40-minute ads for free. In essence, that's what he wound up getting.
For sure.
He wound up getting all these free ads, and that's when it really blew up.
And he made that billboard with his wife that says
his
something.
own wife.
Yeah.
Like, my wife is hot and so is somebody else's, or some nonsense.
Yeah.
And then he also, Alan mentioned that security was something that came up frequently, and they thought about it and talked about it, but it was on the back burner. They never did anything about it.
Right.
There was
they focused more on the advertising. The growth
growing
of
the business. Yeah.
I like how they had a billboard in India that said, your parents arranged your marriage. Let us arrange your affair.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, they did.
It's so clever, though.
It is very clever. And ended up being in 46 countries.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
I have the numbers behind me of breakdown of the users. So the most was U.S. with 25.5 million, and the least was Korea with 1.4 million.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
USA's
something?
double.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
We got a lot of people.
yeah. I mean, we are a very overindulgent society.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
So,
Yeah.
Ashley Madison taught him that cheater isn't the only person to blame when cheating happens. That's what Noel Biderman's philosophy was.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's, he's not creating this.
Right.
Right.
I mean, he has a point. People who are going to cheat are going to cheat. Not because you're not going to cheat because a website's now available.
Right. You were going to cheat
hook up
anyway.
with somebody.
You were going to cheat
Yeah.
anyway.
You were
Right.
going to find a way.
Well, it's also like if you own a liquor store, you don't make people drink, but
Right.
it's
Exactly.
still a fine. It can be a fine line.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were making 100 million a year.
Who?
Ashley
Ashley
Madison.
Madison.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me. I
No.
actually
And
thought it
Evan
would have
was
been
getting
more.
10% of that.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah, but I would think it would have been more if they had 35 to 40 million subscribers.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it would be higher
But I
than
know
that.
that's the least amount they were making.
Yeah.
Right. Jeez.
Then all of a sudden they were hacked and they had 30 days to pay up or everything was going to be released. So they hire these guys from Canada.
Did they seem like they were like characters, these guys?
They did. They really did. Let me see if I have their names.
There was a lot about this docuseries that I wasn't buying at first. I'm going to be honest with you. Those two seemed like characters.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize before we found out that that young couple,
The vloggers.
they became YouTubers. They seemed very staged and actorish
Oh, yes.
to me as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
But then when you find out that they became vloggers and YouTube, because I know people who, I know someone and her husband who are now divorced who did that. Like they just started making stupid videos with their kids and they made a lot of fucking money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're divorced.
But they still made a lot of fucking money.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but prior to finding that out about that young couple, I was like, are they even married? These two? Have they ever even met? Like
Right,
they seemed off.
Weird, yeah.
And then the pregnancy test in the toilet bowl.
Yeah,
that was
that
nonsense.
was so stupid.
That's that's not possible. Stop
it's
it.
not
Just
possible
stop it.
at all.
Just stop
And
it.
that's what made them famous, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
so that's what made them famous, and it was bullshit.
Yeah.
And that just even goes to show you how much society looks at the media and
Yep.
YouTube and sees these things and they're like, oh wow, like let's
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, that's so cool. He told her that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's not real.
No, it's not real. That once you pee in the toilet is diluted with water.
Yeah,
You're
it
not,
doesn't work
I
that
mean,
way.
it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, that's with drug tests too, people, by
Right.
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that guy Noel, he made enough money to buy. He bought a $20 million waterfront beach property in Fort Lauderdale when it was at the high.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the people that were in on the ground floor made a lot of money on that
yeah.
on that company. And then after Sam and Nia, they get married. Then they did that Frozen video. They were singing the Frozen in the car.
It was so cringy.
That they practiced for how long?
So cringy, bro.
And that's when Disney reach out to them and said, we want you to be on our special, our Christmas special, doing, the Disney stuff. That's when that couple kind of blew up.
Yeah.
Was when they did that. And then they said, okay, we're going to start vlogging our lives. We'll just do stuff that we do every day. And then he was eventually able to leave the hospital and do that full time. Which, I guess if you have a family, that's kind of the ultimate dream, to not be able to have to go do a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 7 overnight and be there with your family.
Yeah.
So, when you're watching, you think, okay, well, this is okay,
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, the information is being leaked, and
while they were at a conference.
They're at a conference.
A vlogging conference, they go.
Yep.
And then it gets broken out
Yeah.
the hack happened.
Well, there was the first data dump was 37 million addresses.
Right. It wasn't even everything. Right.
No, it wasn't even.
It was just
it was
just emails at that point. It wasn't even. It was like emails and usernames, and usernames weren't always the name you thought of, and it wasn't the messages that were back and forth between people. It really wasn't that much, but it was enough.
And basically, they came in, so that guy, Evan, came into work. His computer wouldn't turn on, or there was some music playing, and he went into Noel's office, and basically they said, we were hacked. And so they got some kind of email from the Impact team.
Right.
Saying, shut down your site, or we're releasing all of this information. So the Impact team wanted them to, they weren't trying to get money from them.
No.
They wanted them to shut down their site.
Shut down. Yeah.
Right.
And out of those 37 million in that first data dump, 15,000 of those had military address.
Yeah.
It's not surprising at all.
No. I mean,
and that's when they hired the cybersecurity team from Canada, who came in and they were talking about the VPN, and they were able to isolate it. I mean, they did isolate where it came from. They had the IP address of where it came from, and it had to have come through from a prior employee, because it was an employee VPN. So they did actually do kind of what they were hired to do.
Yeah.
But then I guess, when did the FBI get involved? Because at some point the FBI got involved.
Before the second.
And got nowhere.
Right.
Now, their prime suspect for the whole thing died of suicide 1 year before the leak. It was an ex-employee, and his name was William Brewster. That was
did they say that in the thing?
No. Where'd you find that out? Deep diving?
Lori did the deep dive.
Yeah, because they never told us who their prime suspect was.
No.
Yep.
But
I think they showed a picture of him, though, didn't they?
No, because, again, they were going by the fact that they knew how they got in, and it was it was an employee, an ex-employer contractor's VPN. So if that person died by suicide a year prior to the leak, somebody else got a hold of that information.
Well, that's why they were like, well, that was kind of our main guy, and now is that really
right?
So who knows?
They never found out who the Impact team. They till this day they don't know who the Impact team is. And like we said, they weren't looking for money. They just wanted the site shut down.
Right. I wonder if it was someone's wife.
Well, I don't know.
That guy Evan was funny. He said, when everything got dumped and everything, he was like, well, it's not like anyone felt bad for you. It was like, he said, like, if Ted Bundy got hit by a car, you'd be like, who cares? Like, Madison got
right, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
who cares?
Exactly. He's kind of got a point. However, they did put on their website that they were secure, and they also offered a special price.
$20
to delete your information.
$20 will delete your account,
and they never deleted your account.
Liar. Yeah,
right.
Unbelievable.
But do you know how much money they made off of that?
Right,
because everybody wanted to delete it.
To me, if you're on a site like this and they get hacked and your information gets put out there, personally, I don't think you have any grounds to sue. However, if you paid them to delete your information, that to me gives you the grounds to bring a lawsuit against them.
Oh, you definitely have grounds to sue. If
not
they're
initially.
if they're advertising it as a secure site, that was their big advertising.
There was no security.
That's fraud.
Yeah,
that's fraud. You absolutely have grounds to sue.
But people get hacked. I mean,
well,
but if your information's supposed to be deleted,
yeah. Well, if your information's, but they're come to find out that none of their stuff was secure.
No.
Nothing. Right. Exactly.
And you had to pay to cancel too.
Right.
Separate than that 20 to delete your account. You also had to pay. So they were just hitting you up all over the place. So, and when they made the fake profiles, they called them, their code name was Angels. And how do you like that Clinton boardroom? They had a boardroom in Ashley, Madison. It was called the Clinton boardroom.
Yeah.
It does not surprise me.
No, it doesn't surprise me. And actually,
I was actually going to say maybe it was Hillary Clinton that was the impact.
But Hillary Clinton's brother was one of the names.
I'm sure Bill Clinton was one of the names too.
Well,
I'm sure, yeah.
He
just went to Epstein. He just went to Epstein.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't have to deal with it.
He had other means.
Yeah. So the
Hunter Biden was one of the names.
Yes, he was.
So these are the figures I had. I don't think anybody really knows what's the real numbers, but it was supposedly 31 million men and 5.5 million women. So,
yeah, the numbers don't match up there.
No.
Well, why don't they match up?
So out of the 31,
because it was all bullshit. It matches up. The women weren't paying.
That's what I'm saying, though.
The women weren't paying. The women weren't going on there. Like most of the women weren't even really women. I think it was a lot of bots.
Right.
So 20 million of those 31 million men looked in their inboxes. But out of the 5.5 million women, only 1,492 ever looked at their inboxes. So if you go in the beginning, 31 million and 5.5 million men to women, that's a 5-to-1 ratio. But if you go with the 1,492 out of the 5.5 million that ever even looked at their inboxes, then you're at less than a 0.1%.
Yeah, they were all bullshit.
Yeah. So it was crazy town.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy town is that all these, like, the people that killed themselves over it.
I know.
I mean, the suicide.
Was so sad when that poor woman was talking about her husband, who I guess he was a pastor.
Well, and it's so sad because maybe he was talking to somebody, but it wasn't even a real person.
Right.
Well, and the thing is that he obviously did that over the shame and the guilt. And it's like his wife seemed like a lovely person. And I just, obviously he didn't think he could move past it, but it's like.
It is just it's a sin.
It's a sin.
It is a sin. It really is.
Mistakes and,
I think Wendy's right. So I think in the beginning, I think there were people meeting and hooking up, but I think as it got more popular, the disproportion between men and women, that's why someone was saying, well, in some really weird, fucked up way, did it save marriages? Because you had these guys going on, but there's no one for them to meet.
There's no physical.
So, there's no one there's really no even that many people to respond to them. So they're putting all this hits out there and no one's responding to them. And they're like, oh. And then they go back and be like,
I guess I'll just stay with my wife.
I'll just stay with my wife. I'm serious. Really. Yeah. Yeah.
At least she responds to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
That lucky girl.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, Sam and Nia, he decides once he finds out all the information is out there that he's going to tell his wife.
Wow. He didn't.
Well, he didn't tell her everything.
He tells her, and then they get on a group text message from his family. His brother says, you need to be honest. And then he does it.
And then he does. Only when he was totally backed into the corner.
Exactly.
All I can say is those two, I know that they ended up being together, staying together, staying married.
Yeah.
And I know that they said that they went to see his pastor for counseling. But I certainly hope that the both of them have sought and I have no problem with religious counseling. I think it's wonderful. Mm-hmm. But the two of them have so many self-confidence and self-awareness issues that I certainly hope that they're receiving further
individual
treatment.
Counseling.
Oh, yes. And marriage and family.
Were getting, their self-fulfillment through other people's reactions to them.
Absolutely. They're they're just a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
And they actually have 2.5 million subscribers, those two.
Oh,
now?
for their YouTube?
Are they still doing it?
I don't know.
Well, they must be.
They must be, because that was the number I got.
Yeah, I mean...
And you know when he was saying they were in the car and he was like spilling everything to her?
First he pulled over the car and called his pastor.
Yeah. Right.
Before he decided, and you know.
And he said, you got to spill the beans.
Right.
So anyway, they're telling the story and he's saying how, or she's saying how, like for 3 hours he told her stuff. I thought to myself, bro, you get to like the hour limit and I'm like, you know what? Whatever else it is, you're so fucked now. Like, if you have to tell me, if you did so much fucked up shit to me that it's going to take you over an hour, no.
We're done here.
We're done here. Like,
not for nothing. The whole docuseries was 3 hours. Like, what could he have possibly
That's what I was saying. Like, what the fuck did you do?
And yeah, like, I don't want to know details.
Yeah, like, how do you drag that?
The fact that you did it.
How do you drag that shit out for 3 hours?
I didn't hear that part. That's craziness.
I would have been like,
I don't remember hearing that part either.
You know what? You need to get the fuck out of my car.
Right. You need to go talk to somebody else about this.
Yeah, because, bro, an hour is...
I'm all set.
Yeah. Even at like 45 minutes, I'd be like, whoa. You got more than that? No, we're done. We're done. And then at one point, I was thinking, oh, did they hack themselves? But then when all of the CEO's personal emails got dumped also, then I was like,
well, that's what the one, what do you call it? The not security guys, but the guys they hired to find
cybersecurity. Yeah.
The one guy said Noel was my number one suspect.
Yeah.
And then all his shit came out.
Right.
And it was like, all right, I guess it's not him.
And then when that happened, then the board replaced him and they never saw Noel again.
Yeah. So he was dirty. He was hitting up escorts, asking for 18-year-olds.
Oh, yeah. He was a dog.
Yeah.
He was a dog.
He was playing dirty.
He was a dog.
And his wife.
Even the fact that they
know
offered...
if his wife stayed with him?
Yes. They're still married.
Yeah, I thought that they were.
Crazy town.
Even when they offered $500,000 as a reward to help them, you know, like that's a big, hefty reward.
It is, but before they put that money up, when the police put it out there that they were looking for the suspect,
right?
They said this is illegal what you're doing.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're going to get a $500,000 reward, but you're also going to face charges because what you're doing is criminal.
What, giving the reward?
No, the hackers.
Oh.
So you're going to come forward.
No. I don't think they were offering the $500,000 reward
for anybody who
information.
Yeah, but
on
that's
the
what
hackers.
I'm saying.
I mean, I don't think
if
they
you
were
know
offering it to the
information,
hackers.
then somehow you're privy to
right. Like how do you even know
an
it?
Accomplice.
Right. How do you even know
I mean,
it? Right.
not necessarily.
You know what? I liked the woman whose husband was the pastor and
took his own life.
She has said that the truth is that we all have a list that we're on.
Right.
Which is
and
really
isn't it
very
sad
true.
That she said she went to look and thought, I'm not going to do anything about it anyway.
Right.
I'm not going to leave him.
Right.
So why am I even going to look?
Right. Why even look? Yeah.
How about that radio station that had to was it in Australia, in Sydney, Australia, and people would call up and give their spouse's name.
Oh yes, and then they would look it up.
And then they told the one woman, and she was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they were like, "I think we made a mistake. I don't think we should have done that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy that they were doing that.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Snooki's husband's name was mentioned, though.
It was
Yes.
mentioned, but she did put out a statement that he wasn't involved. And again,
Listen, he could have been drunk one night with his friends and been like, "Let's see what's going on here."
Right.
You
Well,
know
that's
what I mean?
that's what the woman from the New York Housewives said in
Her
regards
husband?
to her
Kristen Taekman.
husband.
Yeah.
He said he just did it kind of
I don't believe him personally.
now.
Listen, just because you signed up for it doesn't mean that you did anything.
No, I agree. I always kind of got a creep vibe
Got a
from
creep
him.
vibe from him.
Even when she was on I don't think he never seemed like a very supportive, and I think that was part of her storyline. Like, he wasn't a very supportive, loving husband. I think he was distant. I think he was removed.
Well, listen, whatever happened, they're still together.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Their
Absolutely.
kids are thriving. They're
Yep.
living the life. So
Yeah, they're out in California. Good for
yeah,
them.
so good for them. Exactly. Exactly.
Maybe it saved their marriage.
Maybe it did. Maybe it did. And I guess eventually the investigation was shut down because there weren't any leads. So we'll never know who the impact group was.
And it clearly didn't. I mean, maybe it affected their business. Maybe they don't have as many subscribers, but the company is still in effect. And
The company's still in effect, and there was lawsuits filed, and they had to pay users $11 million, and that still doesn't remove the data from the internet.
right.
So
So as of May 2024, they have 50 million subscribers.
All right. So that's
that's
I
a lot.
For
mean,
Ashley Madison.
It is a lot because
This-
do the math right there. 35, 38, 40.
This, I
42,
believe, is
44, 46.
this is, I believe,
that's
is
about
when
50 million right there.
their heyday.
Right.
I think
And that's
that's
about
right.
50 million right there, maybe
Right.
a little over.
Now here's the Ashley Madison Summer of Sex Index.
What is this?
The
What's
top 20 U.S.
that like a heat
cities.
Maybe.
Top 20 U.S. cities for
Is
infidelity.
New Jersey on there?
No,
You're kidding.
no. Number 1 is Miami, Florida.
Wow.
2 is Orlando, Florida. There's a lot going on in Florida.
There's a lot of ass in Florida.
There's a lot of
There's
ass.
a lot of thumbs.
3,
There's a lot of
yeah.
itty bitty bikinis. There's a lot
3
going
is
on there.
Las Vegas.
Well, it's Sin City.
It is. And what happens there stays there.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
4 is Atlanta, and 5 Cincinnati, Ohio. Now last,
Cincinnati.
yep, last is Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Last.
Last.
Wow.
Out of 1 out of 20. So they're last. And number 7, Boise, Idaho. Who knew?
Well, what else do they have to do?
That's what everybody says. Yeah.
I'm shocked that New Jersey is New York on there.
You know what? It's a percentage though, right? It's going to be a percentage. We're very densely populated, New York and
Yeah.
New Jersey. These other states are not as well. Not Florida. Florida's pretty densely populated.
Buffalo, New York
Well, that's not densely populated. That's not.
is number 14. I didn't make up these numbers.
No.
girls.
What I'm saying to you, the states that are densely populated, their percentage numbers are going to be lower because there's more people.
So many people.
So if there's fewer people, then the percentage numbers are going to look higher. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yes. So I have the number of Ashley Madison accounts per city. So of course Toronto is 8.6%. And the least they have on there is London. Oh no, wait. Percent of population. Why don't those numbers match?
I don't know. It's your
Isn't that
slide.
weird? I don't know.
All right, next.
Percent of, just like Wendy was saying, percent of population. So
By city. Oh, okay.
Toronto's
Yeah.
obviously much more highly populated.
Right.
than
So
London.
that's why there's
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
got it now. And then
That's a nice picture.
top rating U.S. cities and 212 of new members per capita. Washington.
But this was in 2012?
Right. This was in 2012. This was their top ranking U.S. cities for new members per capita.
Oh, Philly's on there.
Washington was number 1, and number 10 was Phoenix. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that New Jersey. Well, like you said,
There's
and
there's so much going on. They don't need to go on a website in New Jersey.
For
I
sure.
mean,
There's a lot of go-go bars. There's
Yeah,
a lot
there's
of
a lot
strip
of- yeah.
clubs. There's
there's plenty of places.
Yeah.
Plenty going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not like in the woods or in the sticks or
Yeah. Yeah.
But I found this woman, Alicia Walker. She was assistant professor of sociology at Missouri State, and she did a sampling of Ashley Madison, women that cheated.
Women?
Yeah, women from Ashley Madison that cheated. And she interviewed, like a focus group of them. And overwhelmingly, they cheated to fill a physical, not an emotional void. And when she did the same thing with the men, overwhelmingly, they did it for emotional validation. So it was actually opposite of kind of what you would think.
Yeah, that is opposite.
Yeah.
So everybody had to be married, even the women.
Well, I guess you had to say you were, I think, even dating.
The women on there. They were supposed to be married.
Both sides were supposedly supposed to be married.
I mean, think about it. If you're a single woman and you just don't really want to commit to anybody, you don't want to really have a commitment, well, then a married man is going to be good for you.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. But single women were they supposed to be on there? Like, I thought it was a married wife.
That's
what
husband.
Well, that's what it was supposed to be. But,
people.
I mean, it's not like you have to upload your marriage license.
Yeah,
It's like, you know.
Yeah, that's what it was supposed to be. But again, who knows? Who knows? So I have, you got any more info?
No.
Yes. I have a quote here. Cheating doesn't mean you have to kiss, meet, or have sex with someone else. I guess for the internet, they had to change it there, the word. Once you find yourself deleting messages so your partner will not see them, then you are already there.
That's right.
So
it's true.
In some ways, I think that's true. So it's a double-edged sword. Like you said, he just went on there and he really never met with anybody, but
he went on there.
He went on, you know what I mean? And cheating on a good person is like throwing away a diamond and picking up a rock.
Amen to that.
Yeah. That's right.
So just before we go, I watched this big thing today on Drew Barrymore.
Oh.
And then we spoke of her. So
we did.
That was fun. It was this thing where people are getting very annoyed with her because...
Her talk show?
Her talk show, because she had... Kamala Harris on.
Yes.
So they were talking about how she's just very in your face to her guests. She's always touching them and getting in their personal space. That's her interviewing style.
Mm-hmm.
And she just did this thing the other day when she had her on, and she was like, I think
started crying.
Yeah, and there's some
Who started crying? Drew?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's some nickname that Kamala Harris's stepkids call her, Mamala or something. And so she just said this really cringy thing, you need to be the Mamala for all of us. Everyone needs a hug in this nation. Some weird. But everybody's just.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of how she grew up.
Oh, she definitely.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, definitely.
She just has no concept of boundaries, and she just makes people really uncomfortable with this kind of this fake thing that she has going on to try and get in your face and get this reaction from you and take her shoes off and put her legs up under on the couch.
A hippie.
Well, she's definitely very granola-y.
Yeah, she's very granola, and I've seen that with other people she's had on the show. Mm-hmm. And sometimes she says things and you see their reactions.
Yeah.
And it's off.
Yeah. Well, if you could see Kamala Harris's face, it was very cringy because she's not the warm and fuzzy to begin with. So it was just...
Interesting. We're going to have to watch that.
Yeah, you have to watch it. It was good.
And you have to watch Grey Gardens. I mean...
That's how Drew Barrymore came up.
That's how Drew Barrymore came up. Episode in itself. That is...
Absolutely.
I mean... I think it's Jessica Lange and Drew Barrymore plays Big Edie and Little Edie. I mean, it's a sad story.
Yeah, I watched the documentary on that. Now I'm gonna have to go and watch the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
It's a movie about them filming the documentary.
Oh, cool.
Like, it's a movie. It's, characters playing them because the documentary is really them, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So the movie is showing the people filming the documentary and what they saw while they were filming it, but not as the document. It's very interesting. Let's just put it that way. It's very sad.
Compelling.
It's compelling.
It's compelling.
To know that she was related to Jackie Kennedy and to know how Jackie Kennedy lived her life.
Compared to how she lived
Yeah,
hers.
I don't know if they were cousins. I forget the relation.
Yeah.
But
all right, that's on the list. We're going to watch it.
Okay.
I mean,
it sounds good. I think there's something else on the list too. MILF Manor.
MILF Manor.
I think that's on our list.
Our kids keep telling us to watch it.
I always strive to be a MILF.
I was just going to say, as MILFs ourselves.
Yes.
I think it's something we need to look into.
All right, we're going to look into MILF Manor.
I believe we shall.
And see, we're going to talk about it.
All right. Well, thank you for listening, watching. Please give a thumbs up, react. Like we always say, even if we suck.
Tell us.
Talk about us. Because like Ashley
Any
Madison
reaction
said,
is a reaction.
Is a reaction.
That's right.
We need
Talk about us.
engagement.
Yes.
We need engagement on our social media.
Yes.
Yep.
And if you're really interested and you'd like to support us, we do have merch. So you can check us out for some merch.
All right.
Until next time.
Night.
Bye.